Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, and today we are back with another tutorial on Ansible. Okay, so in this topic, the main agenda is we are going to talk about Ansible roles. Okay, so what we'll be going through is we'll be seeing what is Ansible roles. Okay, and we'll also see what is the role directory structure. When we create roles, there are different folders and structure will be created. We'll be talking about that. Okay, and we'll also see how we can create a new role, and we'll be also seeing how to use a role in a playbook. Okay, so that will be the agenda of this tutorial. So before I start on the role, to those who are not aware of Ansible, or just to give a brief introduction on what is Ansible. So to give it in a short, okay, Ansible is an open source software, okay, and which is mainly used for provisioning or configuration management, or we can call it as application deployment tool, okay, and this mainly enables the infrastructure as a code, okay. So why Ansible is because Ansible is very simple, okay, and it's an agentless IT automation tool, okay, and it can be used to automate complex IT application environment. So we use Ansible for a lot of automation, right? And I have showed you in my previous tutorial how to write Ansible playbook, how to use Ansible ad hoc commands. We can automate a lot of installation step, right? So you can go through those tutorial, okay. So since Ansible is called as agentless tool, it uses a push approach, okay, not like a pull approach where we'll be having agents on each client and it will connect to the server and pull it from there. Okay, so that's the just short introduction on Ansible. Okay, so those who has not seen how to set up Ansible or how to use Ansible, please check my Ansible playbook tutorials. Okay, so you'll be getting more information there. Okay, so since we spoke about Ansible, we also should speak about Ansible Playbook. Okay, so the Ansible Playbook, simply to say, it's a configuration file written in YAML format. Okay, YAML stands for yet another markup language. Okay, and this Ansible Playbook gives the instruction on what's need to be done on the servers or client machines. Okay, so you can run Ansible commands like to install an application or something using ad hoc command, but we can write an Ansible playbook in YAML format. Okay, and these playbooks are executed. Okay, these playbooks usually get executed on set of or group of hosts, right, which are classification of hosts. Like we can group it together like a web servers or Linux servers, right, and which together makes we call it as Ansible inventory, right. So we have seen how to write those in a host file, right. We inside /etc Ansible, or you can create a separate inventory file, which we can call it when we run Ansible playbook, right. So this playbook usually will have one or more Ansible tasks, right, which is called a play, and a combination of play is called Ansible playbook, right. So this is an example playbook, so which I have shown you a few of my previous tutorial, like how to install Apache MySQL, right? So it's a LAMP server setups. It's more PHP and everything, which I have not shown. So if you have seen, there are content like we are defining the host and which user it has to run, and we have installing Apache, enabling the service, and installing a MySQL, right, and enabling the service and everything. So I'm not going to talk much over here, so please check the links in the video description, which will route you to the Ansible playbook tutorials. Okay, so before I get into the Ansible role part, okay, so I have a request for those who has not subscribed to my channel. Kindly subscribe to my channel, like this video, share and comment. Okay, so let's get into deep of Ansible roles. Okay, so you saw the Ansible playbook, right, where we are talking about different plays and tasks, right. So the reason why now we use Ansible roles, it's because the Ansible roles is a predefined directory structure, okay, and that can be utilized to put the individual pieces of a playbook, which make it more easier to reuse and share. So what we are talking here is like the playbook have different content, right? One section is for installing Apache and enabling this Apache service, and other section is like MySQL database, and it's enabling that as a service, right. So you can split those into two different parts. One is for Apache and one is for MySQL, right? So you can put those into two separate kind of things, so it's easy for you to manage and reuse it. So that's the main purpose of roles. Okay, so as I said, like the role is a primary mechanism of breaking a playbook into multiple files. So this simplifies the writing complex of playbooks and make it easier to reuse. So as I told, like we can split the playbook into two sections. One is for Apache and MySQL. And the roles, if you think it's a playbook, no, it's not a playbook. Okay, roles are the small functionality which can independently run. So the roles, it cannot run separately, so we have to use the role inside the playbook. So we'll see how to use that, how to create role, how to use that in a playbook in the upcoming slides. Okay, and I will show you as a hands-on as well how to create roles, using the commands. Okay. So before I get into that, as I showed, was the playbook. So let's see how we can split that into roles, right? So the role directory structure is something important to understand. So if we want to split that Ansible playbook, you need to create two roles. One is for Apache and one is for MySQL. So if you see, I have a main folder for roles, and then there will be a folder for Apache and MySQL individual the roles, right? And inside those folders, we'll have subfolders like task, handlers, library, files, templates, vars, default, and meta. Okay, and there will be one readme dot file as well. Okay, so these folders are basic structure, but it's not mandatory that you need to have all folders. But as a standard structures, these will be there, so you can use each folder for each purpose. Okay, so let's see what each folder does. Okay, so the roles directory structure, there is a folder called default, right? So the default will contain the variables for the role. Okay, but these variables in the default will have the lowest priority. Okay, so that this can be easily overridden. So which will be overridden? So there is a folder called vars, right? This vars folder also contains the variables for the roles, but these have the higher priority, so this will override the variables in the default directory. Okay, so now this is the main folder, which is task. Okay, so the task contain the main list of text, main list of steps or the activities that need to be executed by a role. Okay, so for example, if you have Apache to be installed, that will comes under the task. So most of these folders will have files called main.yaml. So the role will look for the content inside those main.yaml. So if you want to run the Apache installation, you need to put that into that folder under the task. Okay. So there is a folder called files, and this folder will contain the files that need to be copied to the remote host. Okay, so we don't need to specify the path of the resource because it's under the files. Okay, and templates is also a folder which will be under the roles. Okay, and this contains the templates which we support for modification from the role. Okay, then this will be usually a common format which will be used, so we'll see more about in upcoming tutorials. Okay, and there is a folder called meta, and this meta data for roles like author, support platform, dependencies, and all those things will be under this folder. Okay, and there is a folder called handlers. So if you don't know what is handlers, please check my tutorial on handlers, which I will link into this video description. Okay, so the handlers are only invoked when we call for notify, right? So for example, if you want to restart a service, you notify it only when there is a change in that task, right? So that's those kind of notification activities will be put in the handlers. Okay, so in order to create a new role, so how we can create a new role? So Ansible have a command called Ansible Galaxy. This command is used for creating roles. So if you don't know what options we have, so you can go to Ansible Galaxy -help or Ansible Galaxy -h to get those details. So the basic command to create a role is Ansible -galaxy init for initiation, and give the role name. Okay, let's see how we can do that. So if I go to this machine, this is my Ansible machine. Okay, so I have installed Ansible on this, and I have used this for a lot of my previous tutorials. So If you don't know how to set up Ansible on CentOS or Ubuntu, please check my tutorial on that. Okay, so by default, if you go to this folder /etc/Ansible, that's the default location, you will have a folder called roles, right? So this is the default folder for roles, and under host we put the host files, right? But it's not mandatory that you need to create roles over here. Okay, so let me go to my home, and I have a folder called Ansible roles, and there is nothing inside that. So let me create a role over here, which is for Apache. Okay, so what I will do is Ansible Galaxy, okay, and init, and the role name. So I'll call it as Apache. So now we can see role Apache is created, right? So you can see there is a folder called Apache. So if I go to Apache folder, you can see the subfolders which list the default files, right? Handlers, meta, and there is a file called readme.md, and tasks, templates, right, test, and vars, right? So the task is where we will put the files. So if I go to task, okay, and you can see there is a file called main.yaml, right? So by default there is nothing, just three hyphens, okay, because there is nothing content in it. But if you want to put some tasks like installation of Apache, you'll be putting here. So we'll see that in the upcoming tutorial, how to split the one of Ansible playbook into the role kind of thing. Okay, so if you want to know more about Ansible Galaxy, you go to Ansible Galaxy -help. Okay, so it gives you the commands which can be used, and there is also a website for Ansible Galaxy, so you can go to that site. You can see a lot of open source or free roles which is available. You can download that and you can reuse it for your Ansible sections or Ansible playbooks. Okay, so that's also possible. So now you've seen how to create roles, right? So we are not going to talk how to split the playbook now in this tutorial, but let's see how these roles can be used in a playbook. So if you want to use roles in a playbook, it's pretty simple. So the previous playbook you have seen, like it have host with the group which set of servers which we have to run, which is mentioned as test servers, and I'm going to run it as root user. And you will have tasks, right? Here we are going to mention roles, and we are going to mention which roles it has to run. So I'm going to call it as Apache and the MySQL. So inside this Apache, you will have the task folder. Inside that, you will have the main.yaml, where I will be mentioning what it has to be done. And the same way, MySQL, you will have the task folder, and you will have the main.yaml. And if you have vars or handlers, it will come under the respective folders. Okay, so that's how the roles will be called in the playbook. So once you run this Ansible playbook, it will go and look into the roles, and it will run it from there. Okay. So that's how the playbook will look, and how to do it practically we'll see in the upcoming tutorial. So that's all I wanted to show in this tutorial. So I hope this is an informative tutorial for you, and I want to thank you for watching. So kindly check for my part 2 of this, so you will be able to see the practical section on how to create split the existing playbook into a role kind of playbook. Okay, so kindly subscribe to my channel, like this video, share and comment.